Hi, 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 hi. Good night, good night, good night. Welcome to another episode of our Meals podcast. As you know, I'm your host, The Voice, and there's no Gio tonight, so we won't be seeing Gio tonight. But we do have the handsome Mr. Ryan Lawson, and we do have the beautiful Wooden Spoon who has been missing for some time, but he's back here, you know, talking with us today. How we doing? How we doing today? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing?
I'm good.
We're great.
Well, just for my thing said there's like before we start, my thing said there's like some feedback from your audio.
Okay.
And I hear some little feedback. Yeah, there we go. All right. Um, so we were definitely, having a conversation backstage, and I definitely want to Kim that color Kim's that color suits you well. Oh, thank you.
I agree.
Them TNP. I'm not no TNP. I'm no JLP. I no. Them still have NDM.
No, you know when you must see UICs in the castle. Don't know what that is, but I see it somewhere about the place.
Okay. All right. So I think what we were talking about was my mother shared a story with me today with her friend's daughter died because of sickle cell, and I was really getting some more information about sickle cell, and it kind of made me start ask a question. And Ryan, I'll start with you. When you are choosing a life partner, or choosing a girlfriend, or choose who you sleep with, because when you sleep with someone, there's always the potential of that person being pregnant, right? Do you ask these kind of questions, or are these things important to you? Do you say, hey, you know, there's cancer, and I know it's kind of difficult and sensitive to ask, right? So if you do, I want you to, if you can tell us how you phrase it, or what's it not? Do you have any cancer in your family? Any family traits of sickle cell? Anything at all? Any kind of medical condition that you might know about, and would these things alter your decision in getting into a relationship with them?
To be honest, I've never asked it outright, but during conversations, those things do come up because I remember some time ago I was talking to somebody and her mom had cancer during the time when we were talking, and she subsequently died. Um, So, I mean, during conversations, these things do come out because, when you're in a person talk, different things, you're going to talk about different things throughout. And
Mm-hmm.
to find out about the person's family, the issues in their family in terms of sickness, the person themselves, what they have gone through, and what they are going through in terms of themselves, if they have a certain sickness, if they had sickness before, and all of that. But, I've always been told that women they look for the best meal that they can get in terms of height, in terms of build, in terms of health, and all of those things. So they do screen us. So I think it is also imperative that we as men screen them. I don't see anything wrong with that. It's called a life partner. And,
Mm-hmm.
you- and it's called a life partner because you're expecting that they stick around long enough for the kids to grow up and reach a certain age in life. That is the purpose of a life partner when you and them have children. You don't want to have children with them, and by the time they reach 5, you're not sure if them still going to here with you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Personally, I don't see an issue with doing that because, I mean, you're choosing them to go through life with, and
Mm-hmm.
it's counterproductive to do otherwise.
So, so let's ask a question. So let's say for example, you're talking to a person, and talking to them, you realize, say, breast cancer run all throughout your family, right? And obviously, you really check for this person. Does it alter your decision on how far you move forward with the person. Do you now change it from, all right, we're going to be serious to no, all right, we're just gonna have some fun until, until it's time to go.
Well, I've never been in that situation, so it's harder to answer that one. However, maybe I would say, have you done X, Y, and Z and so forth? And if they're not serious about it and it runs through their family, then I might think of them differently.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is the best way I can answer that, given that I've never been in that situation. But in terms of what I think I would do, I think I'd ask those questions. How are they, if they reach a certain age already, I think after a certain age, you're more prone for it if they have done their check, what,
Mm-hmm.
this, that, and the third. And if it is that they have not, if they're not taking it seriously, then more than likely, me not gonna take them serious either.
All right. So let's know. Let me ask you another question because I'm not sure if it has been around a long time. So pardon my ignorance, but I feel like I've been seeing a lot more autistic children. I don't know if it's because I'm looking more, I'm more out there doing things, but I've seen more autistic children. And again, I don't know much really about autism, and that's a research that I have to do myself. But how about, and again, Ryan, these are all hypotheticals, right? Because again, these are not things that you have been in, but knowing that there is autistic traits in a particular family line, a particular stream, does that alter your decision at all? Because again, with a heightened opportunity for your child to possibly, I know, whenever my time to have a child, the only thing that I've ever wished for is just a healthy baby. Boy, girl, either one fine to me, but I just want a healthy baby, right? So when we
Mhm.
talk about autism, is that something that you'll say, well, probably I don't want to put, my child through that. Probably I'll probably look for another partner, without any of these. Is that something to consider?
Well, growing up, I think when I was in college, I was, and we're studying Sigmund Freud in psychology. I think what I learned was that autism is after a certain age, the mother reach a certain age, you're more prone for autism. I don't know if that is 100% true. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't, matter of fact, I don't know if that is the reason now why you're seeing so much because, people are having kids a lot later.
Mm-hmm.
Probably that is the reason why you're seeing them more.
Mm-hmm.
But um, I don't think there's an autism trait. I've never heard of an autism trait. I've only heard of it that after the parents, the mother rather, have the child after a certain age. I don't know if the father affects it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know these things off the top of my head like that, but I
Mm-hmm.
know that always tie an age factor to it when the parents are a certain age. They are more prone for autism. But I've never heard of the autism trait itself. I know of the sickle cell trait, cancer trait, and all of those things. But I've
Mm-hmm.
just heard that autism is an age
Okay.
thing.
Okay. All right. All right. So wooden spoon, and I'll definitely ask you the same questions, but obviously, from a woman's perspective. Um, you know, you know, whether it's for a good reason or a bad reason, you know, I feel I feel as though I feel as though when a couple has a child, you know, unfortunately, the woman bear the brunt of the responsibility in terms of for that, raising that child. The men are normally there, financially and so, but I think emotionally again, and it can be because you guys are the one who actually go through the whole procedure. You guys have kind of like a cling to it. So now choosing a partner, is that are those questions that you ask, are those conversations that you have?
Definitely, yeah. Because of course you know my personality, but others don't know. For me, having a child is a huge thing, and I don't want to just have one for anyone. I like to avoid problems, not go towards it. So I don't feel like, I don't know. Maybe I'm not even the best person to ask this because a lot of people, they get to a certain age, they feel this whole maternal instinct, like, oh, I really want a child, and I'm kind of like, I'm not in any space to want one. I just feel like if I'm in a space that I say is stable, or I feel like, it's not just me, then yeah, I'll be like, oh yeah, I can definitely bring a child in this space. But
Mhm.
otherwise, I don't get a feeling to bring any child into this world otherwise. So yeah, for me, definitely I have to know that the person I'm with, is also hands-on when it comes to raising kids, and they really want the kid. I have to see them around kids first. I have to, just see how they operate, see how, they do things off their own initiative, not just being told to do. So it really is a big thing for me. So um yeah, I can't just say, oh, I really love this person and whatever, and the sex is great, let's have a baby. No,
Mhm.
no, that will sober me up really well. Like any type of baby talk, that would
Mhm.
just make me be like, oh, so I'm not that cute though.
Mhm.
It just,
Yeah.
I have to see the love there. I have to see certain behaviors, because unlike other women, I will not be left with a child. I rather be the person to pay child support, and you be the single father.
Mm.
All right. I the first time the first time I've heard that one, but listen, I wouldn't spoon where I talk to, so we know so we have to expect everything, when wooden spoon talk. And I think Emerald is saying something here when he's saying just don't get too old to have kids. That's the one talk I've heard all my life. And I think Ryan just alluded to it as well. You know, the older you get, they always say, women have a particular biological clock. So from a woman start reach 30, you start hear her say, hey, where you depend, sir? What's going on, sir? 32, 33, 34, 35. Again, obviously we see Miss Kitty, is currently pregnant and she's like 40 something, you know. So I guess, she would be quote unquote labeled as high risk. But again, as a Veronica Campbell have kids up. Veronica Campbell how much now, like 40 something?
About 43 now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she just either she just have a baby or she have belly now because I know she had a baby before, but she was
Mm.
pregnant again. Alison Felix, obviously her first pregnancy was very complicated, and she said she almost died, and but she's pregnant now again. So I'm seeing, just like as I said, Ryan, seeing the trait of, are seeing a lot of autistic kids out there. I'm also seeing a lot of older pregnancies
Yeah.
because before it was 25, 26, 18, 19,
16.
you
Yeah,
know?
people are career oriented now, so. But you know what? No, you know that you're talking about this. You know what I'm wondering? I'm wondering if um if because if a person is older and they are an athlete like those people, the Alison Felix and the Veronica Campbell Brown of this world, if it is their chances decrease in terms of okay, they are 38 and so forth and 40 odd, and they go have a child. I wonder if their risk decrease because they are more healthier in terms of what they put their body through.
I was thinking that, but then he was like, she had complications as well. Alex,
Yeah,
Felix.
yeah, because Alison, so there's two persons I know for sure. Because Alison Felix, she had came and she had spoke about her story, and the whole thing where Nike take with them sponsorship and all of that, and like she was literally on her deathbed, because there's a lot of complications. I don't know if you remember. I think she changed her name now to Madison, but it was Tiana Bartoletta from the US.
Mhm.
She had complications with her pregnancy as well, and these are seasoned fit athletes. So again, I don't think is, dare I say, if, for the lack of a better term, luck of the draw. I don't think it has to do with if you're athletic, yes or no. Obviously, if you're more healthy, then it's a plus. But I still think, when you reach that particular injury, 37, 38, 39, you could have held it from now till the morning. I think there's still going to be some kind of things within that range because what was the lady in Jamaica who had baby? Is it Juliet Cuthbert
Yeah, in her 50s, I think
in
Juliet
her
had
in her
like,
50s? Is she as healthy as Alison Felix and them? I don't know. I don't think so. So looking at those kind of things, it kind of give you a little cause to pause. But not to stray too far from the topic. Definitely wooden spoon. I would say for me, um, to be totally honest, those are not questions I'm gonna ask. But when them come up, like I start think about it, I start pre. So say for example, if there is breast cancer in my family, then I start praying message. I know, how would that affect if I decide to have a daughter or whatever. Is that something that, how does that work? Because again, I don't have a lot of knowledge on that. If the person may talk to have some kind of cancer in their family, you kind of want to get to the root of the issue to find out if, and a lot of times you really have to make, a tough decision. You have to make a tough decision because again, if you decide, okay, you're going to go into it with this person with everything what you know, then now when the baby born and the baby have a lot of illnesses, now is not the time when you run away and say, all right, well, I can't deal with this no more. So it's something where I feel like say you have to buy in from day one and then just do it. But it's definitely something that I try to look out for. And I definitely try to have a conversation and find out exactly, all right, is this something that I can deal with or is it something that I can't deal with? And if there's any particular deficiencies with me, or obviously from the military also, any injuries that I sustained or anything, we make sure someone pass it on to my peoples. Hey, this is what is going on. Like for example, like I have severe sleep apnea. That is something warm up.
you have what?
Sleep apnea.
What's that?
When you stop breathing when you sleep.
Oh.
Yeah, I have like severe. So, whenever my partner is with me or whatever, and we are asleep, it's like a Leland truck. I'm sound like a Leland truck or something. Because may I fight for the quote unquote, oxygen answer. So,
The
you know,
health
huh?
situation. Is that a
So you
health
have a
situation?
CPAP machine?
I do. So it's a health situation here, but then them give you a CPAP machine. So when you're sleeping, you're supposed to put the machine over your nose and it help you free up your airways and so. However, the funny thing about it is that the machine sounds just as bad as the snoring. And I've been with people before who were together and we can't sleep in the same room. So we'll be there chilling, but when it's time to sleep, may have to either go in the living room or in the next room, and she's still in the room because the snore. No, honestly, it's terrible. When I was overseas and so, like people literally could not sleep because of how bad the snoring was. And they were the ones who recommended me. Went to the doctor, and it was really bad. Sleep apnea. So again, these are things here. You know,
I figured somebody was sleep dead.
um, when someone said dog snore down the whole place, does it for real, bro? That kind of scary, Jenna. I know, not like how we are talking about it. I'll tell you this. A lot of Jamaicans have sleep apnea, a lot, a whole lot. But them don't know, right? Because again, bad man don't go to the doctor, and them never go to the doctor unless something else is wrong with them, and then the doctor do a full check. Because I've been snoring like this literally all my life. Like all my life, I've been snoring like this. But I've never, like my mother snore like that. My mother even snore worse than me. I said, mommy, you probably need to check this out. This not really right.
Mm.
So then, I went and check it out, them tie you up with a, not even know they ever talk about this, because if I didn't know, would I make left one post a picture, but them tie you up with a bunch of wire all over your body, and you just go sleep, and then, the machine run all the thing and it tell you how much time you stop breathe per minute, how much time you stop breathe per hour, and, all of that, so,
Stop breathing.
huh?
Stop breathing.
Yeah, like you stop breathing in your sleep. Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. All right, enough of this sad sleep apnea time. All right, so we'll move on to the next topic, right? So the next thing is, and I'll start with you, Wooden Spoon. What is the number one reason? Again, before me even ask you that question, like I've seen a lot of relationships nowadays. I'm gonna want to answer about social media. I want to really break it down. What do you think is the real reason as to why the relationships them are being broken so quickly? Why we feel like people get married to them and divorce 2 days later? Why we feel like, all right, we'll get with a girl or a guy today and it just can't last as long as we would like it to last? What is one reason, two reason, three reason, however many reasons you have? Why do you think that's happening?
Because of pretense, really. People want. All right, so people, of course, I wouldn't call it selfish. In this term isn't really a bad or whatever. Like everybody have some, what they want in someone, and it's like they'll create this fantasy about, how they want to live with the person and stuff. And really, even though the other person would like this type of partner, you it's like you're willing to pretend as much to get the partner, and then later on down in the line now, you fall off the wagon because really and truly you're probably not monogamous, or you probably have certain other problems, and you don't know how to communicate, you don't know how to basically resolve an issue, and then it just gets to a point where you know like basically, everybody have the grass is greener syndrome now. I can always find better. I can always find better. Which it might be true. There's a lot of people in this world, but we're not traveling the world. You know, we're not getting to know everybody in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, so rather than getting to know these things or taking time to get to know these things, then it just ends really. Other people want love and want to be married and stuff, but then you have so many things can be like considered. You have people where always feel like somebody is doing wrong, and you have some people where feel like they must pretend to be a certain way in order to get the woman or man that they want, and
Mm-hmm.
then eventually they can't keep up the pretense anymore because they probably have wandering eyes, or they probably have certain habits that they really just can't or don't want to give up, that the person can't deal with, and it blindside them, or people just probably ignore red flags because this is the person I see I'm like, and it would have looked good if we're there together, so this is the person I'm gonna work with. Then later on they find out that really they just can't deal with it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, is there?
Hey, oh, who is this Emerald person?
Um,
What porn do him?
he said the phone and porn. He said he believed those are two reasons as to why relationships are being broken up. I don't know about anybody else, but I think porn actually help a lot of relationships. You know, I think porn give us a lot of ideas. Things that we never know, we can get to learn. Obviously, things that we know we can improve, and as people look at porn as bad and masturbating as bad, but I don't see that. I think that's an aid to relationship and not really, addiction. That's just my. Ryan, what do you think is a reason why relationships nowadays are just not sustainable, they're not lasting. What do you think?
Everything Wooden Spoon said and a lot more that can take up the whole show.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Selfishness, as Wooden Spoon said, I think she said that as well. The fact that you create this idea of the person you think that person is when that person is not that kind of person, or the person know that you want that kind of person and you pretend to be that kind of person, and then when you get with that person, then you change. Some people just want a wedding and not marriage. So when the honeymoon period is over, what is left? They
Mhm.
can't. Somehow they can't get along. COVID showed that when people have to live together during COVID, a lot of them don't get along, and the vote skyrocketed.
Yep.
Yeah, only part of things. I said selfishness already.
So let me ask you,
Mhm,
what's all right? What's one thing that, let's say, let's say I'm talking for Ryan now. So Ryan is getting in a relationship. Ryan is preparing to be with somebody to get married. What is one fear that you would have getting into that relationship, knowing that, okay, I'm going to be with this woman, but I have this particular fear. I'm worrying about this. This scares me. What is that one thing that would scare you? Just about the person, and whether it be the outside noise, whether it be her friends, whether it be expectations, whether it be unrealistic expectations, whether it be lack of communication. What's one thing where you fear?
Well, personally, I don't like drama. I mean, I don't want to be coming home and feel like it's a burden to come home.
Oh God.
If we are parking at the driveway for a good 10, 15 minutes before we go to the house, kind of thing. Those kind of things. The same guy in Canada recently were killing a man. I don't want to go through what him go through in terms of infidelity, and you can't leave, you're stuck. Um, there's other things, I guess.
I'll,
Uh,
I'll give you a joke, Ryan, as you talk about that, right? As you
come
talk
on.
about not going home. The same wooden spoon is the writer. So, Zim, there was
Mm,
a there was a there was a time in my life, right? Full transparency, right? There was a time in my life, brother, where I could not, like, somebody the day in my space, the day in my place for a particular time. See? And going home to that person was the most miserable experience of my life. And during that time, see, I'm with a spoon is here, right? So that she me have to call, and then at the car and I talk to Wooden Spoon. And Wooden Spoon I say, no man, you can't do that, man. Just go into the house, just talk to her. But it was so miserable. It was so, and it wasn't even, let's say, quote unquote drama filled, but it was, once you step into the house,
I
not
feel
even
it.
a knife could have cut the tension there. The
Yeah.
tension is just, and no matter where you're the boss, it got to a point where I wouldn't even eat when I go home because I don't know where I go on with the food. And from it get to that point, boss, say, it's really time to cut ties. And obviously, give Wooden Spoon credit, I mean, she have her man and everything, but she still make time for me and reason and all of that. So I'm saying that to say, just to your point, to say having to go home to a miserable home, that's probably number one. That's probably number one. But as it relates to one thing for me, or I feel like say why relationship is not working, I just think communication. And again, we can talk about selfishness, which is one of them. We can talk about this, we can talk about that. But I think the communication and the lack of communication that couples have nowadays, I think that is what is stopping it. Like if
Sorry.
something about that, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Not just communication, understanding, because you can communicate, but yet you don't understand because some of the times, even on social media, we see it. Somebody will say something like a woman will say something, and a man, or vice versa, and you realize say, it's just men and women talk different sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes we as different genders have to just understand. So okay, maybe a woman will communicate something different, that how you as a man will say it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not that deep in terms of need to go down in our argument. It's just for you to understand that okay, the genders just communicate different with certain things.
Uh,
It's
but
about understanding as well as communication.
look at this, Ryan. All right, look at this. So let us say girl A communicates something to you, and let's say you don't understand. Wouldn't the onus be on you now to say, hey girl A, you said this. This is what I got from it. Am I right or am I wrong? Or can you explain? Can you explain what you mean? So I think, and again, I think in relationships, I think people are too eager to be upset. Like I think everybody just want to be upset at each other. Everybody want to be mad. Everybody want vex. Everybody want to be able to go in a them WhatsApp and put,
And
oh, I'm done with y'all. I'm done with y'all people. Oh, living my best life, living my own dream, whatever the case may be. Instead of like I know two persons, right? Two persons who married, right? They were married. They're in the process of getting a divorce now. Zane, but bro, the root of their issue is so simple, you would never believe it's just a marriage. Simple communication it take for two people to talk. But the man don't want to talk, he want to hold hard in. She don't want to talk because she feel like him and the man, him supposed to come to she, him supposed to step up. He must say, well, I'm not him wrong as she. Like petty things like that. So I think an overall thing, we can talk about the selfishness, this and that, and those are all factors. But I just think the big umbrella are just communication. I believe if we communicated better, and I'm talking about as friends, as girlfriend, boyfriend, as sons and daughters, as aunts and uncles. I think it starts as students, as employees, as managers. I think if we communicate better on a wholesome scale, I think life becomes so much easier. Because again, me and you can don't get along, but the communication is there, and I know say, well, Ryan don't like green, and this is the reason why Ryan don't like green. And okay, good, right? Not Ryan don't like green, but he might like green mixed up with a little bit of blue. I'm like no one if we put a little green in, like so. I just think the clear communication just has to take place, and I think once that happens, I think relationships are much more easier and much more clear. What is one? You're going to say something? Now you're mute.
Yeah.
Okay.
I, I don't think I was saying something, or if I was, I kind of forgot.
Oh.
Um,
Mhm.
you have a question you want to ask?
No, not necessarily. I just thought you were talking, but because it did mute,
Mm.
you never
Oh,
really.
no, man. No,
Okay.
man.
I was just wondering. All right. So before we move on, anything else to add, Ryan?
Yeah, I agree with you. And as I said, there's a lot more that goes with it because some of the times, as I said, some people just want to jump on the gram or Facebook or whatever because I don't know what it is. Some people just happy being angry.
Exactly. Trust me, like, you have some
And
people
it's
just love hold on upon the vex. Them like to be
like,
upset.
what,
Them like to pout. Them
why you
like,
Yeah.
want to in a relationship? Why you want the
you
world
know,
to know
you know what they
what?
like? It's not that they like to be vexing. You know what they like? They like when they're upset and somebody run back at them and, try to
So, let
attend
them
to them, back and call. That is what they like. They like that ego boosted type of thing, like, oh, she come run, come back at me and she this and that and blah 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 blah. And that type of behavior get very old. It gets so old.
Real quick too. Real quick.
Because we're grown people. Like if you're upset about something, just say it. That's just my thing. Like you're upset about something, say it. Nobody pout up on a slam door and I this like
And
what's all that about?
what's ridiculous in a wooden spoon, like these same people, they would prefer to write a whole paragraph, a whole story on Facebook, on X, on Instagram, but their partner is sitting right next to them and they will never open their mouth to tell
And
their partner exactly what's going on. But if the partner go on their social media platform, the partner will be able to see exactly what's going on. And again, this is why I've always said and I've always maintained the woman I end up with for the rest of my life, cannot have social media as a focal point. Like she can't be, like she can't, like me have to look on your phone and when I drag down your screen, that's what one thing we do, you know. We buy my girl an iPhone. First thing, buy her an iPhone. So when me slide on the screen, it show me how much time you spend on each individual app. I want to see you I read the news. That's what I want. I want to see you read the news. I want to see you dep on the weather app. Not from TikTok, Snapchat, and all them things. Because again, I think it sways who you are as a person, or it brings out who you really are as a person. Either one. All right.
I,
Go ahead, Ryan. Anything else?
no, I mean, I'm just saying that I agree.
Okay.
Yeah. So
All right. Sure. All right. Next one. The difference between love, lust, and infatuation. You know,
love and
There's no
huh?
infatuation.
different. Mm.
Oh, infatuation. Okay.
Yeah, infatuation.
All of them
So,
are different type of love.
so I think this is, and you guys can tell me. I'll take it on, and then you guys can tell me. So, from 18, let's say from 18 to about 25, every girl I talk to, I love them. I really feel like them, I love them. I feel like them, I love them. But I guess I grew to understand that I love different parts of them, or I lost different parts of them, or I was infatuated with them, or infatuated with the idea of them. Because obviously, the person who may I deal with now, how me and her move, how me and her communicate, how me and her roll, how I feel about her, is nothing compared to what it was back then. So again, this is why I asked the question, and maybe Wooden Spoon can help me out. As a woman, probably Ryan can help me out as somebody who's older than me. What is really the difference between the three? How do you know when you really love somebody? How do you know when it's lost? How do you know when you're just infatuated? How do you truly know the difference?
All
I
right.
mean, sorry.
Oh, you want me to go?
Anyone
You
know?
can go in. It's
All
okay.
right.
I can.
Let me start with loss. I think loss is a little bit more straightforward. Loss is like when you see a woman and you say, you start thinking to yourself whether the two are random thing. Infatuation, no. Infatuation, I think, is when you not love, but really like the idea of the person.
Okay.
Like, okay, you meet the person now and then the person more in your space and thing, and you have a feeling for them,
Okay.
but it's not necessarily lust alone. I think infatuation is somewhere in between the middle of lust and love.
Okay.
Yeah, if you get what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
So it's not lost in the sense that, oh, you start look for her, you start imagine where you go to tour and them somewhere. I think it's a little bit more nuanced in the sense that you like the idea of the person, you like how them talk, how them walk, look, some other stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Love now, I think love is a little bit more deeper, or a lot more deeper in the sense that it's not about what you're seeing alone, is also about the intangibles that the person carries, their essence, their how them communicate, how them reason, and the whole package. I think love is more an entire package of everything. So that's my best explanation.
Okay. Do you agree, Wooden Spoon?
Well, yeah, love. We like to talk about like love as one thing, but really it is a combination of everything, right? Like me, I like to read a bunch of stupid stuff where I probably thought I would never have to talk about it anymore. But I used to like look up these things like where this word originate from, and do we have different types, etc., etc. And I read a while that there are different types of love. I think there are 8 different types of love, and
Four,
usually 8.
you
So
have
like, all right. So you
Eros,
have eros, which is like the sexual one, which maybe is lust for people, right? And then you have
agape,
agape or agape or whatever. That's like having love for everyone, you know, for people, like general respect for everyone. You have like family love. You have obsessive love. You have like a playful love. You have friendship. Um, am I missing something? I think right. I have this. I have like long term love, like a long like because you know you have some people that will love somebody no matter what. Like
Mm,
family have that long standing love. And then you have love of self, right? That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So like all these love, we all feel this different type of love. So of course, with different people, some love just don't you don't cross that, or you might have incest, but the love is still there when it regards to family love. When it comes to a partner now, I think all these love should combine for it to be long lasting. you know it should
mhm,
be playful, it should be like a family type, because I mean this is, as human beings, we're supposed to be reproducing or whatever, so you have to think about that person as your family as well. Of course, lust have to be there as well, so I don't think it's like a bad thing or whatever. um and yeah, so all those love is a combination of everything, and we use it like a as a union thing, like he doesn't love me. He probably might, yeah, but him have the different parts of love him, probably have don't have the other parts, so
mhm.
yeah, because you have these some men, right? They
Yeah.
love the woman, right? But another woman bring out another type of love, maybe lust, yeah. And for some reason, like you must say, I'm gonna wander with a girl, no, but me just can't stop sleep with her type of thing. I
Mhm,
have heard it in women as well. Yeah. I don't want that guy, but you know, me can't stop have sex with him.
mhm,
Right? So it's just, and they will not, it's like they find it hard to give that up. And then your partner now will find out and look on it as like, I don't mean you love them, that the person, like, why you can't let go the person there.
mhm.
Yeah. So you have a lot of different type of love. It's a very complicated thing, of course. But yeah.
And so before you continue, Witherspoon, here's a question. If love leaves the relationship, can lust save that relationship? In your estimation, this is just what you think, in your estimation.
Ryan have the same expression on my have, right? Like we
But
just gave an explanation, like what we believe. Love is not just one thing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you don't, if what based on our belief of what love is, which is a combination of different things, if love leave the relationship, that means they can't lust either.
exactly, because how you move from lust to love and then move back a lust.
So like,
Lust is
exactly,
like a temporary thing.
that means the love is still there.
Or
Because you
so
have
let me
people
so,
break up, them know that them can be together, but them can't stop have sex with each other. Like me hate my baby mother, but you sleep with the baby mother same way.
yeah. So let me ask this question then. If lust leave the relationship, can love save that relationship?
I think so. I think more love, yeah, because love is more long. I think love is more long term in
That's
that.
where other things come to
All right,
play.
let me explain. I think love is more long term in the sense that yes, we see a lot of people stay with their partners because of various things, and his love caused that.
Other love, yeah.
Yeah, his love caused that. So you know that you have a duty to the relationship and all of those things, and then you know that also that personally I think love overrated. Me personally,
You think love is overrated? Explain.
because
What is overrated about love?
never explain. I said this before, but love many times comes and goes. I think the duty that you know you have to the person and to the relationship, and maybe even to the kids, um, supersedes everything else. If it is a way and base the relationship and love is something that can go at any time. So
But that's a
after
form
the
of
honeymoon,
love too.
after the honeymoon phase gone, what are you left with? You have the intangibles now that you have to focus on. and to see if those are the duties that can bring the relationship to survive. Because you're not going to be in love. Okay, let me not say love here. You're not going to be in love all the time.
Like in that sense, what is the definition of love then? Infatuation, because we're just like there are many different type of love. So the fact that you believe that as a man, you have a duty to your family and everything, your love is keeping you grounded in that sense. So the love is still there. It's
The love.
just the infatuation type of love, maybe, or the lustful type of love. Maybe that disappear after a while because society, life happens. You're busy, you're this, you're that. Maybe you don't feel like to jump on her every 24 hours like before. You know, so
Good in school.
um,
The love that I have for my siblings is different from the love I'll have for my partner, which is different from the love I'll have for kids, right?
As it should. Yep.
Exactly. So I'm talking about the love in terms of my partner here.
yeah, but I'm saying love is a combination of many different things. You understand? So
Get
it's
that?
like love is not just one thing. Because
But
when we talk about love, we are talking about that tingly feeling,
I
which is
can't
just
combine the
a
love that I
form
have
of
for
love.
kids.
Hold on, Ryan. Yeah, she have a talk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Go ahead, beautiful.
No, I was just saying that that tingly feeling that we like to call love, it kind of, I don't like to call that love because I'd say that's a type of love. So maybe if we're saying like that type of love has diminished if the relationship can still progress, which, it still can, anything is possible once people communicate and want it to work,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I wouldn't consider that alone as love, because if that goes away, it doesn't mean you don't love the person anymore. Because the other type of love that is keeping you grounded and saying, okay, I must still provide for my family. I must make sure that they're still good. I must still, you know, provide a roof over their head or whatever. That is still a different type of love.
Okay, fair
That's more
enough.
like the long term love that you're saying, okay, I'm here for the longevity of it. Like, yeah, if anything happened to them, I'm gonna protect them. That's still love. It's just not you know, the
But I wanted
tingly
to,
feeling.
yeah, man. I just wanted to say one other thing. You
What's
said
that?
combine, but I'm just saying that I can't combine the love I have for my kids and the love I have for my siblings and pass that love on to my partner.
I'm
I
sorry,
have to love,
repeat that. The
I have to
phone
love my
vibrate.
partner different.
Sorry, the
No,
phone vibrate a while ago. I couldn't hear what you said.
no.
The
I'm
phone.
saying that the love that I have for my siblings and the love that I have for my mother and the love I have for my who else again? Whoever else, my friend,
You
them,
won't
whatever.
have that love.
Um, I
The
can't
lost
pass
love.
love to my partner. So yes, there are
No.
different types of love. However, love you have to compartmentalize the loves i- in terms of who it is that we're dealing with.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
So let's say me have a partner and the love me have for she disappears. I can't then go move and say, all right, me love my kids, so me go pass over the love that to she. It's not gonna work.
No, I get what you're saying. It's just that I think everybody is considering love as just that tingly feeling, that the feeling that when people normally get the honeymoon feeling. That's not just love, because like that can go away, but you still want your partner.
Hmm.
You still, that another type of love is there, which is lot more solid, I guess. For
Okay.
whatever reason, the lustful part diminish. I wouldn't know, but for whatever reason, that love diminish, the other love is still there. But a lot of times women like to have that love still, like we all want that love to still be there, that type of love to still be there. So it's like if it's not there, we feel like, oh, him don't love me no more. But if you look at it in a way, like him still make sure so you eat, him still make sure so the duties of what he's supposed to do in the house is still done, right? But we're not kind of looking at that sometimes because we want to feel that little mushy mushy thing same way, right? So it's not that the love gone, it's still there, but it's in a different form.
Okay.
So let us welcome the great high value man Socrates to the building. How you doing, boss?
Honorable blessings and thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So just jump right in. We were talking about, the difference between love, lust, and infatuation, and how do we know which one is which one? I think, for myself in the past, I've had a great difficulty deciding, do I love this person? Is it just lust? Is it infatuation? Again, as I've grown older, I've gotten more clarity where that is concerned. But as a high value man, Mr. Socrates, I know probably you don't have any lust or infatuation. It's straight love to your thing. So, I definitely would like to, if you can, let us know how we can differentiate the three, how we can identify, is there any little identifiers that we're supposed to look for, and so on and so forth.
Well, for me, I can say that I couldn't answer that question in terms of love, lust, infatuation. The truth is that everything I do, I have to look on it through the lens that makes sense. And women and men love differently, and they love for different reasons. For a man, his love is mostly visual. So at the start of anything, you could say that it's first a lust, and then if the conversation goes well along with the lust, then he gets infatuated, and then he falls in love if he wins the prize. And the woman, based on the type of woman that he wants, is displaying some of those things. So that's how a man's love come. For women, women generally love a man for a reason.
Okay.
Whether that is because he has a status, whether because he has money, whether because she find that he's just drop dead handsome. But
Mhm.
they mostly fall in love with a man because of the word they call hypergamy, which is women like men that other women already like.
Okay.
So you are naturally more attractive, not based on the money you have, not based on even the status you have, but when a woman looks at you, she realizes that you have either had a lot of partners who are much more beautiful than her, or she consider herself internally that these women look better than her, had more to offer than her, and you had been with those women. So she's like, you are like pre-selected by a woman in that sense. So that's how a woman's love come. Now, the, in in relationships, these things fluctuate all the time.
Okay.
So you will find that a woman will love you because, for argument's sake, you are pre-selected. You are somebody who she see with some nicer girls before her, and she figure that, boy, him like me. All right, so I'm gonna do my best to see how me can kind of, work on this. Because this long and short is, where love and relationship is concerned, is that a man works hard to get in bed with a woman.
Okay.
But a woman has to then work hard to keep a man, because the only value that most women bring is to keep themselves sexually away from a man. Once that barrier is breached, most women have nothing else to offer them. So the man decides that all of the flaws them know, all of the problem, oh, she can't boil porridge good. Let me tell you right now, you can't cook banana. Me just I tell you. Cause you cook some banana give me and them tough. And him
Mm.
just start talk all the things because him realize now say she wasn't all that. And all of that starts because back to what you asked about love, infatuation, and lust, men are visual. So I'm gonna look for a wooden spoon and say, boy, me like how she look cute or whatever. And then now him start look for other body parts of her. And then once him get to the goal where him need to get to, anything where she not do it, him prefer. I remember every man prefer a different type of woman. I prefer a more feminine woman who know them way around the house, know to raise kids. And so some man say, boy, them want a 50-50 woman like yourself, boys. You say, boy, you want a woman where she have to go work to and bring PR thing to the table to, and you and her can work out that, and you will work on the other things and you help her do certain things and so. So that is how I would define it. I have to define it through the lens of how different people love, lust, or get infatuated.
All right, wooden spoon. He had said some things about women in his soliloquy. Is there any particular thing that you want to respond to, or do you agree with all that was said?
I mean, I can't negate his experience because probably he saw that. But from my experience, I've never seen a woman say, "Oh, I want that guy there because him have enough woman." Ever. Never. This is news. Never
This is
seen that.
honesty.
I have never seen or known anyone personally. All right, let me say, I've never known anyone personally who chose a guy because him have enough woman. Anybody I know personally would stay away from the guy who have enough woman. Right? That is a big red flag. It's like, oh, I'm full of woman. Him
Or
not
look
suitable
like,
part.
or
Not a
look like
suitable
he
part.
can get enough woman.
What's that?
Or probably him look like he can get enough woman.
Well, yeah, they judge certain people to based on how them look like. Oh, him look like him have only but woman, that's something that he's not gonna write there. So, right? So that's my experience. Of course, social media again, you do see people who are like, oh, this guy, everybody love him and whatever. They would want to go there, and I don't understand that thinking. Maybe because I don't think like that, but I don't understand that thinking. But he did say that women, I don't know if it's because he has a lot to say, so he never really got too in depth, but he did say that women are naturally hypergamous, which is true. They like to know that whoever they're dating can provide. So, whatever provision mean in our era, in that time who are more coal, land, cattle, blah blah blah, right? Good, gold, yeah, they will go towards those men. It's who have, money, who can actually, build a life with or have a life with that will make you more comfortable, not struggling, right? Naturally, that is what women normally go for because you will rarely see. I mean, of course, everything there's an exception, but you will rarely see women going after someone with a man with nothing to, you know, to build them up. And then, of course, you have a lot of women who say they do, but it never quite worked out because once he got to that point, they didn't want, that he's not the same person as he was before, right? So that is one thing I can agree with him on. So hypergamy definitely is when women date someone with more money, dating a man with more money. That's the essence of it. More money than them, or same as, no, not same, but more money than them, right?
So, so let me ask you a question, wooden spoon. Is it a coincidence that when I'm single, nobody wants me. Nobody wants me when I'm single. Like, hey, I'm
Nobody you
single
see.
over here. Nobody don't want me. But as
Nobody
soon
you
as we,
see.
as soon as we start talk to somebody, so hey, big head, text here, text there, text
That's my way.
everywhere. Yeah. Hey, stranger. Like, what caused that? How do we explain it?
All right, so giggles, a little insider on women talk, right? You have some giggles, you have some women where really actually they don't want you. It's just to say, what you're gonna do. It's like a little impuff perverse on it, like, I wonder if he will still answer my message type of thing. And then after you do, some tell him I don't know shit. Him have him woman and this and that, and look what him a do.
Yeah.
What does
It's
that
more
make?
like it's an ego thing, and it's stupid, really. Honestly, though, it's not
What does
like
that,
a what's that?
I'm saying if man not shit, what does that make her?
Exactly, because it's like growing up, you hear these things, you hear how devious they can think. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Worse if she was an ex, yeah. Or
Yeah.
worse, you guys were dating and then it just kind of fizzle out. It's kind of like, oh, so what make him choose you? All right, then. Let me see if him still wanna send me the picture there or do this and do that and flirt, flirt, flirt until it get old and then them stop. It's a
So,
lot of women that over here. So it's
so,
not
so
basically what them wanting because I mean you were available for them to want how long. But it's not that they want it, it's just a game. It's just
well,
that a lot of women like to feel wanted, especially it can come from the childhood days and they never really get that feeling of wanted, like being wanted
mhm,
or somebody want you personally. So they
mhm.
try to do things to get that feeling.
Understood, right? So, totally understandable. What I'm saying, right, wooden spoon, is what happened if them send that text, them don't really want me, but them send the text, I pursue that person, and as Socrates said, I end up closing the deal and getting the goal, right?
Sex,
So me
right?
getting the goal now, is
Which
it
is
a
sex,
thing
right?
where she, huh?
I just want to know, is the goal sex?
Yeah. Like having, like, yeah, get the, get the pumps, right? So let's
Okay.
say I get that now, right? How does that, how does that blend in to everything else? If you get what I'm saying.
What do you mean?
Because remember, it started as she doesn't really want me. She's just texting to see where her ego takes her. But
Mm-hmm.
no, me responding to the text now, it bring her to my bedroom until I close the deal. Now I have the upper hand. Now I don't want her anymore because I never wanted her in the first place, but she reached out to me.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to understand. But when I'm single, when I get them texting, when I'm single, nobody now say, hey stranger, hey big head. And again, listen, from the man perspective, listen, when I'm single, I do it all the time. I be going through some exes, I be sending them the last text I'm send. What it said to me was, not today, Satan, or something like that, she respond. And then block me or whatever the case is. Right? So again, you have someone who put you on the blacklist real quick or whatever the case may be. Right? But I'm saying,
One of them.
I just wanted to know if there was like a little, because you say you don't know any woman personally, but I just wanted to know if there was something in woman's land where when a guy, to Socrates' point, when a guy out there and him have a woman, other women now start to chase.
Hmm. Well, that's from, as I said, from my experience, that's what I've seen and heard about. And it's like, even women ourselves, we do question it, like, okay, you don't want him, like, but why you still, go out with
Mm-hmm.
him, why you still have sex with him, type of thing, and whatever, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. It's like, and it always gets to the conversation where, like, oh, we just have sex with him, but we're not there with him, you know?
Yep.
So right. So it's like there can be so many things into play. And as I said, it's like a lot of women think sex is a poor move for them. So even though in your mind, like as I said, men and women think differently. So in your mind you love your woman and thing, but you got mess with that girl that you shouldn't mess with. And in her mind
Mm-hmm.
it's like, oh, I'm a lover. Me, feel my phone in my call at night time, whenever I'm not around or me, this and that. You get what I'm saying?
Of
So,
course.
right, like you can even see just how society run right now. They believe that they have the power once they can get you to, you know, deviate from your partner. Yeah, and
Yep.
it's like a bragging right thing. Yeah, and
Yep.
also in the back of their mind, them kind of write you off too, because it's like if you do that to she, then you're gonna do that to me too. So me prefer be the side where me know what's going on, rather than the main where you hide things from me and other things behind my back. So they would rather stay in that place rather than be in the relationship with you.
Okay. Fair enough. I agree. Socrates, do you have any rebuttal before we get out of here? Next time, come early, boss. We'll try limit it to an hour because big people have work and so on. I know you have big things coming up as well, so I understand. But you have any rebuttal to that before we leave?
No, I'm really, I don't think, wooden spoon is understanding the totality of the term hypergamy. And she's saying that it is about when a man has more money or earns more than a woman. No, hypergamy is not that. Hypergamy is choosing signal. It means that a man could have a lot of money, but a woman don't want him. A man could have Him could be the most handsome, him could have the most buffest body, and him cannot get the woman where he want. But the men who get the woman they want, hypergamy means women want men that other women want. That is what it comes on. Let me tell you why. She can shake her head as much as she wants, but I'm
But it's
telling you why. I'm telling you why. If that was not the case, should have done with somebody who work at Burger King right now and sweep the floor. Because it means
who would be? Who would be? Would it
that was proving my
yeah,
point.
because it would mean say he would be
Money.
available, he would love her as much as she would want to be loved, and all the things that you want to think about should happen for her as a woman. But guess why she not gonna do it? Because there's no hypergamy attached to it. Meaning say every
Doesn't have.
woman want a man who them believe other women want and have or had before, who they believe are better than them. So the point is that women, let me tell you something, men are the only people who date down, you know, my boss. Women don't date down, they date at their level or up. So it
Okay.
really means then that if the person don't have those choosing signals in them, him not gonna get nowhere with her. And how you know that? Because if all of us on this panel decide we are gonna look wooden spoon, the person who treats her the worst during any interaction is the one she's going to choose. You know why?
Why?
There's a reason. Because women know that the nigga who cares the less is the one she must chase because he have a lot of options.
Oh,
You get what I'm saying? This is how women, they will say no, no, you know, but me can tell you this. If the person who treats her like she's just another bro, like, bitch, listen, let me tell you this. You're
I
just
am
another woman, you know.
gone. I
Me
am
not say
gone.
you know, me just say, you're just one another. If me not there with you, I don't know. The man will give her that kind of vibe there, and the man that she want. You see, if you want me or Ryan, I text her and I say good morning. Like me never about 5 years now, me not text a woman good morning. Me about 5 women and me never text none of them good morning yet. Because when me I tell you good morning for, what is so good about the morning? But you have 10 other man in her phone I tell her good morning. She don't want to see them man, you know. Man I tell her good night and me and her in my bed. So they gonna work out. Tell you know, what me I tell you say. Yeah, I see women, they will not admit the truth. But me I tell you something. Women, my boss, them no want no man when no other woman no want. Look here, how you see a man look polished and him a make money and him buff and him in the gym. Because women in a brother, women chase a thing named masculinity in men. And masculinity comes by how a man operate.
yeah.
Like women, them born with a little box in them head, where them test man. In other discussion, yeah, she a run a test for all of us here.
Who
Right
would
now,
it
she a test with. Yeah, man, she did in little box. You see how she a dance?
be?
Little
Yeah.
box in her head, you know, she has, you see that boy in the soccer team, know the game, you know what?
No,
Yeah.
no, we're not saying that, you know. Some things you're truth, you know, you're truthful about. Some things we can definitely agree, but other things,
They are telling us the voice. If you see tomorrow, if you win the lotto, they say
Yeah.
if you tell Spoons a spoon, look at Spoon. It was a big bad thing outside our podcast, but always I admire and I give her some talk. And you say Spoon, we give her anything right now. She take everything where you have and still give me right. God told me he's a man, me a wicked man. I told that deal with it. But make sure you say, look, you know, Spoon, you have to take away my and make me a deal with it. Just a brother, you're wicked, eh?
so
And
you're not
them man, the woman,
representing
our brother. All right. We are not going to say this. If you think I joke, me, I make. Just look on the rate of single mothers out there in our black community. Just that alone make you know, when me ask say real, you know. When you ask a girl where a single mother say, want to a baby father, some of them as them pregnant, not even 2 months, them and the man left. See, how man they say nice guy thing don't work there. You know, you try to be a nice guy to the woman, yeah. You think mash up. You know, I tell you, brother.
Yeah.
I watch me, I tell you another thing again. You see me there, as I talk, so me go so boom, and she say, boy, you know, say that you, you know, let me tell you, brother, remember say in life, just in life, not women, no, just in life generally,
Yes, sir.
we want the thing we cannot have. It's
Okay.
always like that. Anything we cannot have is what we desire the most. You know why so much people work hard every day? They want to get rich. Even though them cannot get rich, most of them. Them want the thing they cannot have. So them put in more effort to get the thing where them cannot have. So a woman now we say, look for Socrates, him never handsome like that. Him is not so him go and say him is not even all that. But guess what? While she has said that, when me a display to her is that, and who give a fuck if you think that about me? Me
Yeah.
not care if you think that about me, cause guess what? Me well comfortable in my space me there.
Yeah.
She gonna read that in her mind by how me deal with her. She gonna say, but him really a going like him and all that. So women like a project, you know. Them like to feel like them conquer somebody. And
Yeah.
that's why them get conquer. And then she mentioned earlier that sometimes when a woman up on the side and be a man the sex, them think it's a power move. But me always a teach women.
Yeah.
Me give you that lesson here for free, and me gonna give spoon it for free.
Yeah.
Spoon, me I tell you
Get the
again.
pen and paper spoon.
More you understand something, because most women will live their entire life and never understand it. You are only as valuable to a man who will look you until him get the sex. You say when him get the sex, every problem where you did show him, every issue him have with you, I gonna come out. Because the fact of the matter is that women don't understand say if a man really rate them, the longer them take and the harder they make him work, and the faster I'm gonna left them. Especially when them know you are never a virgin. So women must understand that you control access to sex, but men control access to relationship. So a woman think when she give sex or give sex regular, you and her in a something. But ask the man spoon where you give sex, the man where you give sex the most. Ask him. Just ask him one day, say, what are we? He will tell us, say, we are two people.
Yeah, so we're engaged.
That's what I say. You're engaged. How long are you engaged, spoon? Tell me true.
February.
February gone.
Hmm.
That's a wedding date yet.
Well, we want to do it December the 6th because that was
We
the
are
women.
you. We are you want to do it December.
I have
He
the
want to
text
do it.
message. Yeah,
You get him
because that's
whipped.
the day we met.
Already. You get- That means
And
say
I like that
you gonna give
idea.
him a bun, you know. You gonna give
No.
him a bun. Yeah, man. Because
Spoon,
once he married to you, the whole dynamic are gonna flip.
spoon now, burning man. Me
What?
invite.
Spoon, you hear me? Big man thing. Spoon, nobody else now here right now. Me I tell
No,
you this. Spoon.
you're not
Big
burning.
man. Spoon, me I tell you big man thing. You have to invite me, I think. See? Yesterday night before the wedding, I have a place where we can go. The hang out and just have the bachelorette party. And I mean me provide the food and everything. And we just have a fun time. Remember before the wedding. You see me? So anything no count before the wedding, you know. You see before the wedding, no count. See? Some topless girls. But you just express yourself. You see me? Yeah, man. Express yourself. Even
All
not have to
right.
know them thing about you. That's how they can know. See? Oh, I look at nobody now hear me. I mean alone I hear talking. You know? Nobody now hear me, you know. So make it up. You see me? You know?
Uh, on that note, right? You have something to say?
No, but that's a comment section. Like a
Uh, on that
There's
note,
not a lot of people watching today, though.
uh, wooden spoon. Um, you hear Socrates before your wedding, and so you let him know where the bachelorette is, or he's gonna set up the bachelorette, so that you
Right.
so
Means
that you can then
podcast, we need to show that comment. What kind of something that we're promoting?
Socrates is going to do the
The
bachelorette and so.
toxicity.
But in all seriousness, definitely, I
It's
want you to
just
come on.
talk.
I want you to come on here and do some talking tonight. Obviously, big ups to Levon, big ups to Wooden Spoon, and again, congratulations on the engagement and soon marriage and so. She soon gone left we, and have to find somebody else and have to come on because married people have married things to do. Ryan, you know, back here to talk about something that you're looking for. So I hope you can find that tonight or tomorrow night or Tuesday night. Whichever night. Socrates, as you know, is always a pleasure boss.
Yeah, I was on the campaign trail. It's a time now where I'm doing some political work in the field. So I am always out until about 7:30 thereabouts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All,
man.
more of us, man. More of us, man. But it's always, it's always a joy, if you have to come in and, just get any form of input with.
Phone
If,
just transfer your vote and come over. Cause listen now. Remember say you have other use than the virgin where you are married to, Remember him not love your brain, we like your brain cell and them thing there. So we can, you know what I mean? We can use you for other things. You understand? And him have you there, so and we are deal with other things. So
yeah.
transfer the vote and come over, man. Cause me and you have to talk personal, cause you look like an interesting figure.
All right, Socrates, I can talk to her offline.
Big
Wow.
up.
I'm letting you know.
Yeah, all right, sir.
All right, blessings.
All right,
Right,
bless
respect. Yeah, man.
Bye.